There's a mystique to Vancouver Island, a wilderness that draws you in, deeper with every step and every breath. Among its towering trees and mist-laden valleys roam the Roosevelt elk, the island's giant, largest of their kind in North America. Their antlers stretch like ancient crowns, and their calls echo through the dawn-lit forest. In this episode, I get up close with nature, finding signs of wildlife down low and up high, sharing my camera settings, and of course the images I capture along the way. So with that teaser, let's get started. If you are new to this channel, my name is Shannon and I am a full-time photographer in beautiful British Columbia. Whether you're here to learn, be inspired, or simply enjoy some stunning visuals, you've come to the right place. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this. Now, normally my story starts off where I'm tracking and looking for signs of wildlife, and within 2 minutes of parking my Jeep and walking into the woods, I see this big bull elk. Now, it might not seem like it, but this guy was pretty well hidden, and it wasn't until I saw the movement of that giant rack that I seen him off into the bushes. And so I got into a better position to start photographing and filming. And I was lucky to see him bedded down, kind of chewing his cud, and this is where it starts getting interesting, like I'm walking in on his morning routine. Now, the first thing you can see as he's standing up is he's actually urinating on his belly. The males will go ahead and urinate on themselves, especially on the belly and hindquarters, and this process is called self-anointing. The scent of urine mingled with their natural musk becomes particularly strong and signals their presence and readiness to mate, attracting the females, which are the cows. They also use this to mark their territory. This sends a signal to other males. The stronger scent of a bull who has urinated on himself can serve as a warning to competing males, communicating strength and dominance. This behavior can also boost the bull's own confidence and aggression during mating season, which is often filled with intense competition. Now here's the sound that I captured mid-bugle. Their bugle is lower pitched and less piercing than those of the Rocky Mountain elk, and their call tends to be shorter and more husky or muted, and that's probably because they are forest dwellers and not having to pitch their voice across large plains. Now, these guys are the largest subspecies of elk and are native to the dense rainforest of the Pacific Northwest. Bulls can weigh between 700 and 1,100 pounds, and cows between 500 and 600 pounds. Now, their antlers can grow up to 4 feet tall, and many weigh as much as 40 pounds. Now, their antlers are shorter but thicker than other elk species, making them well suited for dense forested environments where they often need to navigate through trees. Now, one thing I was really hoping to capture is a bull elk rubbing up against trees, marking its territory. And I was very, very happy to see this guy do just that. Now, the rubbing releases a combination of scents from glands on the elk's head, leaving a musky odor on the tree that signals their presence and dominance on other males and helps attract females. Now, at this moment, I heard a few of the cows call out to the male, and this is the male's return call. Now you can see here again, the elk is urinating on himself while he is rubbing up and down the tree. So he's just plastering his scent everywhere during this time. This is the area where I was filming. He was rubbing up against this tree right here, kind of marking his territory. Pretty cool. And then he was laying down, you know, here. And over there is where he was kind of digging up all the moss. Of course, there's a trail right here, so it's easy to get some photographs where you don't get tons of trees in the way. I would love to get some footage where the trees are a little bit bigger. Here, this is second or third growth trees, really small and spindly. There's just only a few larger ones, but you do have deciduous trees in here, which you get some of the colors with the yellow of the maple leaves. And I don't know if this is a dogwood. There's alders through here as well. So there's a mix of kind of hardwoods and softwoods. But what would be cool is, you know, a lot more ferns and moss and sort of like that rainforest look. Here's some of the poop, fresh poop, and then they dug this with their hooves. So yeah, you can smell too. I don't know if it's urine. Oh, so I guess we got the bull moose still here. He's up through the woods. They're basically like forest cows, but they're so cool to film and photograph if you can find them. You're not always paying attention if you're walking through the woods and they could be camoed. So it's good to be around, you know, trees that you can kind of get behind and protect yourselves if the bull especially does come out after you. But as long as you're keeping your head on straight, you shouldn't have any issues, but it's always good to protect yourself with some bear spray and just common sense. This time of year during the rut. Yes? Okay, let's go see the bull elk, see if we can find it through the homes. This bull moose is pretty big. So I was up filming him in the woods, and you can see that there's houses right here because pretty much they come from the woods to some meadows, and I think he's going to be walking across the street, so hence the reason why we're now in the Jeep. Okay, we didn't have to look far.
I found him.
He's right here. You probably can't see in the video, but there's an apple tree right there, which is what the elk is trying to get. So there's plenty of signs of elk, and then there's a stream down over here, and there's trails that kind of lead over to where the water is. So up and through here, there's plenty of food, areas to bed down, and then there's water as well. And then the reason why they like it kind of on the edge of homes of the town is there's a lot of apple trees, there's cherry trees, a lot of food, and the elk just come in and they eat it. So great supply there. And then sometimes I think with humans and homes, it offers some security too. Because what you'll have up here is cougars. There's a lot of cougars here on Vancouver Island. And they're going to be looking at the weaker of the herd. And when they're kind of mixed in around the homes, they have a better chance of survival that way. So I'm in a field right now, and there is the elk. I'm getting as low as I can. There's a lot of dandelions, not right where I am at. Oh, there's a few right back there. But I'm shooting nice and low. I've got the 400 4.5 with a teleconverter on here as well. And it's getting me plenty close enough where I'm not going to disrupt them. There's a male here with 1, 2, 3, 4 female elk. And there's another male that I can hear, I don't know how far away, maybe half a kilometer, 500 meters. Now let's talk about composition for a minute, because I am extremely low to the ground. I'm getting a lot of foreground compression where you can see all of those beautiful dandelions blurred out, and I'm almost at eye level with this elk. Now this is the photograph that I just showed you, and now let's compare it to this photograph. 90% of the photos that are out there are taking at head height. If you could just take a moment, even if you have a smartphone, just to get down low, maybe just wait for the elk to walk a little bit further so there isn't this ugly chain link fence in behind. Now I wanted to take this photo just because of this opportunity to tell you about composition, but also the fact that it's sticking its tongue out, almost like it's mocking me, the photographer. Now I do love horizontal images, but it's always important to switch it up and try and shoot some verticals whenever possible, because you might be surprised what kind of shot you get. Oh, I gotta go. There's a bull coming. Where? Oh, here comes another bull. So maybe they might... Oh, he's calling this guy. So I'm gonna get behind some trees. So you can see he's rubbed this one right here. So someone has a territory here. And I'm just gonna make sure that I'm behind some fences if I need to be. So this guy is calling this guy over here. So my wife just warned me. Very exciting. Oh yeah, there's a whole herd over here. Let me switch the camera around. This is quite exciting. Where's that bull? Or is that just all the females? I thought I heard a bull. Did you hear a bull? Where? There's a playground right here, right? So how dangerous can it be, right? Oh, the male is now lied down off in the pasture there, so I might get a little closer filming these guys, and then hopefully we'll see this other bull elk show up.
Look at the little one running.
So they're all coming through, all to the field. Hey guys. And we're just gonna play on the park. This is family day, where we can hang out with the family and I can photograph some wildlife. Is this your favorite park?
Yeah, he's peeing at his bum.
Look, there's a whole bunch of them. Very cool. Look, we're in the fortress of this playground, so we don't have to be afraid. What would be really nice is if a cougar came through. Okay, I'm gonna go film and photograph a few more. There's quite a few of them now. Looks like there's around 20, 25. The herd is coming together. You got the male way off in the back there. Okay, we're headed back to the campground. Hopefully I can make it back out maybe tomorrow morning for sunrise. Oh man, look at all of these maple trees. They're all starting to turn yellow. Oh, quite beautiful. Some of them even are turning red. You can see some of the red. Oh, and this is some of my favorite. is arbutus trees. Such smooth bark once this peels away. Every year this sheds. It's quite beautiful. And then the leaves are super green. Yeah? We ready to go? All right, let's go. Well, the first signs are seeing elk poop on the road. That is one giveaway. It's kind of like driving through Jasper and Banff. Now you can usually tell from a quick glance fresh poop and dried up poop, especially if the sun's been out. It's quite dry. So anyways, that's one way to tell. Another one is digging up hoof marks. There's only certain windows where you can get out and shoot if you have a kid with you, because sometimes nap time doesn't really do it. So we came, we saw, we conquered, and now we're off to the campground. But yeah, I think coming back here, you could search all day, all night, and not find them at all. It's like they're way off in the woods. They can travel very far if they want to. And then other times you come here and it's like they're everywhere. How can you miss them? Type of thing. Oh, I saw some right there. And so yeah, today we came and we seen them. Right, I'm one of those lucky guys that as I was driving, I seen a herd of elk and there's a bull with them. So you can hear the road. I was able to pull off and they're kind of tucked up along the tree line right here. And they walk through this way. There's some really nice light coming in. And I don't want to be in their way. You know, it's rut. So I'm sticking close to kind of the road and try not to get any of the power lines and stuff in and film and photograph them as they're kind of moving this way. So I'm parked a ways down the road and I got my 4-ways on and I'm looking at all of these cows here that are moving across the road. Traffic is slowing down. And here comes the bull. Now he takes up the rear of the pack, which is smart because, you know, cougars and other animal that might prey on the smaller elk would come up from behind. So he's there protecting them, and this is my chance to get some really beautiful photos. So I got them crossing the road and I slowed down a lot of the cars just because I didn't want anyone to hit them because it is a fast highway. And so now they're just off this way. Here's those power lines that I don't want in the shot. And yeah, I can actually see the bull. He is right there. He knows I'm here. And yeah, as long as they kind of keep moving, if they don't and they're kind of just waiting for me, I gotta move out of the way. because I want them just to do their thing and I get to photograph it. And if they're not doing their thing, then it's not a good thing, if you know what I mean. Roosevelt elk have a darker, thicker coat compared to other elk, which helps insulate them in their cool, damp habitats. Bulls often have a darker neck and mane, especially during the rutting season. In the wild, they typically live between 10 and 15 years. If you want more information about the Roosevelt elk, I'll have links down below. This is another morning in the woods when I saw this young bull in the woods checking me out. Now, I was quite lucky on this trip to see so many Roosevelt elk in the woods, fields. I think what's important is to be out during the rut. There's a lot of apples and extra food that's kind of on the trees. And so you can pick out these hot spots where they're out walking around grabbing food and also attracting mates. As long as you keep your distance, be respectful. These guys are used to humans in this particular area. Now, just because they're used to humans doesn't mean they won't react and be aggressive with you. And I was talking to one of the locals and they told me a story about an 80-year-old man who was plowed down by a bull elk. Luckily, he had bear spray on him, so after he fell down to the ground by impact from the antlers, he was able to get the spray out, spray the elk ran away, and he was okay with minor injuries. But regardless, wherever you are, just be sure to approach wildlife safely and be respectful. How do you like them apples? If you like this content, please give me a thumbs up. It really helps out this channel and this episode. And if you aren't subscribed, think about subscribing. Thank you so much for following along in my adventures. I appreciate all of you, and I hope to see you on the next episode. Ciao.